When we talk about sports, we immediately think about rudeness, hardness, masculinity, strength, and endurance. That's all true, but what would you say if we add tenderness, beauty, emotions, and sensuality? Yes, this is not a joke, I'm just talking about the world of women's sports. At the same time, there's a lot of space for a strong character, a desire to win, and self-criticism. However, women naturally introduce something completely different into the very concept of sports. Let's start watching Here and Now. Soon you will understand everything yourself, but before you start, don't forget to subscribe, like this video, and click on the bell. Enjoy watching! Mia Silman showed a decent result at this year's competitions. The girl gave it all to impress the judges and the audience. She gained the right speed and jumped to a record length for herself. This definitely deserves respect.
Toinen hyppy pituudessa ja 6.13.
No matter how cold it is, athletes must keep in shape, and therefore the participant has to take off their thermal suit and make a leap from a high start to the most important jump of their career. As you can see, Marina Kalipko has a lot of confidence. It's not surprising because the girl is a champion. Every year she used her unique skills in pole vault jumping to become the leader. However, this time something went wrong and she touched the crossbar.
So it's only Roberta Bruni that hides.
And this Portuguese athlete is very worried before the long jump, but this does not prevent her from gaining good speed and jumping higher than the 16th level. Even the world of gymnastics is dangerous, but at the same time, it's such a beautiful and feminine sport. Even seemingly rough and precise movements can be transformed into an elegant and fascinating dance. Mrs. Papachristou from Greece asks the audience for support and then begins to run and jump. Either she was so confident of victory that she asked for congratulations in advance, or it was such a loud support that gave the girl strength. Ivana Datic initially took a false start, which knocked her down a lot, and therefore she could no longer gather herself. Unfortunately, this part of the competition turned out to be a failure for the athlete. However, it didn't take a lot of time until Ivana rehabilitated herself and jumped so far that she secured herself one of the top 5 places in the tournament.
Not tonight. Nevertheless.
And this previously unknown athlete under the number 1519 seems to have interested the judges and rivals with a perfectly executed jump. Flawless execution, a non-moving crossbar, and an accurate landing. That's how the girl declared herself in the world of sports. It may seem that it's so easy. Very simple movements with the ball, but in fact, it's years of hard training, thousands of falls, and tons of tears. At this competition, Laura Zhang from USA surprised everyone with the strength of her fragile girlish hands and the plasticity of her body, which stretched like plasticine. Sport is not just tricks, it's the character. Just look at how a young girl reacts to her defeat. Calmly and without losing her face, the athlete leaves the stage. But the next participant did everything perfectly. However, she does not show unnecessary emotions, but calmly returns to the coaches. That's what you call strength and restraint. Watching the gymnasts, it seems that these girls spend more time in the air than on the ground. They're like sports birds. And here's another example of a strong character. Despite the failure, the gymnast continued the program, already knowing for sure that she was finishing without getting anything. And this is something unreal. The fearless girl does not seem to jump, but just flies over the gymnastic stand. The vestibular apparatus of many of us does not even allow riding a bicycle, and gymnasts can walk on narrow surfaces without problems and do flips and other complex tricks. And Lucia was a little untrained and fell after one of the tricks. This deprived the girl of a chance to win. You can watch the figure skating of a beautiful couple all the time, don't you? Just look at how gently, tremulously, emotionally, and at the same time difficult and professional these guys dance. The most insulting thing in sports is to lose while having all the chances to win. That's exactly what happened to Molly Cowdery. The fate of the girl was decided by a few millimeters. Hadi is a true champion whose athletic spirit and professionalism have been tested by more than one competition, and therefore, it's not surprising that the girl confidently proved her skills at these competitions. It looks more like a warm-up or a joke than a serious bid to win, but in fact the girl could not jump to the crossbar and just fell at an important competition.
Not yet. Yana Lajichuk.
The girl did everything in her power and showed her skills. Then, while approaching the coach, she found out that she could become a winner. As you can see, this Ukrainian girl couldn't hide her emotions. During the final jump, every centimeter is important because it can be decisive. Unfortunately, this girl was able to bring Portugal only 9th place.
Вот это вот, к сожалению, такая ерунда. То же самое вот часто происходит, да, у нас и в прыжковом.
Well-chosen music, perfectly matched costumes, special chemistry between partners, the finest choreography, and of course, talented figure skaters. All these skills are integral elements of the art of the ice. During the training run, athletes make a series of jumps to prepare their bodies for the most important jump of the year. Carol Zingobo is not used to giving, so she is ready to win even though it was a failure this time. The most important thing in pole vaulting is not even the height, but whether the crossbar remains in place after the jump. Athletes touch it with their feet, which seriously lowers their points. Alicia Ayman was so excited that she didn't even try to jump, but just stopped with a pole in front of the mats. Such situations also happen. The main thing is to gather your thoughts and try again.
And it's very sad indeed. Her motto is never give up, never give up.
Self-criticism in sports is important, but this athlete decided not to praise herself for a decent result. She was dissatisfied and believed that she could have done better. It is difficult to not think about the most important competitions, and therefore, the smile of athletes can be rarely seen. But we have an exception. For Vukovic, the final is another experience, and therefore, the girl smiles and makes the final high jump this season without strain. And Mrs. Lake has a special technique. Even if it looks strange to many, the girl did everything perfectly and without a single mistake. Apparently, her approach works. Yaroslava from Ukraine was able to adequately represent her country in the finals. The girl justified the trust and proved to everyone that she deserves to be among the leaders, not to mention taking first place. If you watch this jump in slow motion, you can understand that Veerman almost succeeded, but as we know, sport is merciless and does not tolerate the almost approach. Reinsdorf showed the perfect result without any problems jumping over the bar located at a height of 3.8 meters, and then confidently going to the base without being nervous and worried for no reason.
She was a South African champion back in March. The South African champion.
And this gymnast shows the program with a hoop, making it an integral part of herself. She does it so flawlessly. Michaela broke into the competition of 2021 from a low start, but her good mood was not enough, so the athlete did not jump as far as she wanted. Running with obstacles is difficult both mentally and physically. Why? Not everyone even reaches the finish line. 30 seconds decide the future of a sports career, so not everyone can withstand such tension. I want to finish our selection with a beautiful performance of a figure skater. Even the rough and heavy world of sports can be beautified by a strong-willed and at the same time fragile girl. Well, that's it. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like the video, and click the bell not to miss our new selection.